To the SorareAndrews podcast brought to you by Sorare Data. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined as always by Andy Black, who you can find as Black on Sorare. Andy, I'm in a new room tonight for a bunch of reasons that don't really matter, but I feel all off, and I'm thinking you're just going to have to carry us tonight.
Are there 19 reasons that might matter?
That was my fault. See, I'm all thrown off already. Anyway.
Sorry, bad joke.
What was the joke?
I said 19 reasons that might be causing you to be in a different location.
Maybe, yes, there could be. So Predictology, the first one in tonight. Apologies to those who usually watch us live from when we usually go about 3 hours earlier than this, but the reasons for the delay are also the reason for me in this room. What's up, John Andrews and Chase? Thank you guys for joining us. But that doesn't stop us. And we wanted to talk about, we didn't want to talk about this. I wanted to basically take an hour to bitch and moan about me effectively losing some cards for a few minutes, for a few months, possibly a few years, and being too stubborn to sell them. So I figured, wait, we have a podcast. I can just complain about this and pretend it affects everybody. I really want to try not to make this podcast about the 3 cards that I feel like I'm losing. It's actually only 2.
All right, you got to just get it off your chest now.
So, right, and then we can talk about things that people actually want to hear. So I feel like this is the classic, nobody wants to hear about your fantasy football team, but I feel like that's also what our podcast is about anyway. So
absolutely,
anyway. Yeah. So I have a Julian Alvarez card that I bought last year to complete my River Plate stack after Rafael Borré left. Mm-hmm. Borré is now triple the price since he left, crushing since I sold him. Regardless of that, Alvarez turned into a U23 star and helped me and basically killed my River Plate stack by being good enough to play in my U23 team, which is fine. And he's now off to Man City. He's actually not off yet, but he's signed with Man City. He's going to stay with River Plate at least until July 7th, whatever that means. We've heard rumors before the move that he's going to stay in Argentina until they're knocked out of Copa, which they're one of the favorites for. So maybe he's there all season. That would be lovely. But the moment he goes to Man City, I feel like he's not effectively dead for my SO5 teams, but he just joins Pep Roulette, and Ferran Torres was in that situation and nobody ever played him. And Alvarez is now a 1.7 ETH card that could turn into not that he's turning into nothing, but
isn't his price going up right now?
His price is going up. Yes.
So what are you complaining?
I'm complaining because I didn't buy him. I didn't buy him to sell him. And
so first of all, you didn't buy him to be a U23 stud. You bought him for your River Plate stack, and then
I fell into gold, and now I want to keep it.
I see.
Correct. So
do you think you should sell him? Is that what you're thinking about, or what?
So the only reason I'm not is somewhat, it's not spite, but I kept selling this whole idea that I didn't need Jesus Ferreira for the summer because I was I have Alvarez. I'll just take the better guy. But if Alvarez is gone in July, I'm in big trouble, at least in U23 in the summer. So I don't know if I should sell.
Do you think it's possible that there might be some hidden gems that come out of nowhere at some point in the next 2 months?
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. That doesn't mean I'm going to find them or that I'll end up buying.
You don't have to find them.
That's true.
You can just pay a little bit of a premium.
That's fair.
But you could still sell Alvarez.
Right. I think the kicker with Alvarez is if he actually becomes a regular starter, which sounds hilarious when it comes to Pep Guardiola, but if he becomes a regular starter for Pep, like, man,
there's too much upside.
There's way too much upside.
Yeah.
Especially for how young he is. I don't know. The upside there is just too much for me to give up now. So the other card is really the one that's bothering me, mostly because I acted way too slowly on it, is Luis Diaz. So I have actually won Luis Diaz like back in the summer. And I remember he was a tier 1, and I was almost like bummed that I bought him because he was like, he's just a guy. Like he started for Porto, but like it was early in the season. Obviously Porto was going to be one of the better teams in the league because they always are, but I just didn't like the season he's having was not what I was expecting. But anyway, so he blows up to the point where Liverpool's like, oh, let's get that guy. So I was using him in Challenger. Then I started using him in All-Star Rare Pro. I bought Otavio to pair with him, and they've been awesome. And now the marriage is dead, and he becomes like a backup champion Europe forward. Like he's effectively unplayable now. And I should have sold him 2 weeks ago, but I didn't.
You can
and
still
now
sell
I'm
him.
ready. I could still sell him.
Looks like his floor is around what point? By the way, the new terminology I see on Sorare data, floor. Was there a lot of like decision making that went behind that, or you guys just what was the thought there?
There was no you guys. It was HG working, and he was like, "Oh, people know what floor is."
Okay,
I'm assuming.
Fair enough. So is that too low of a price? 0.915 of a floor for you to want to sell them?
I don't know. I mean, if I'm hesitating now, then the answer is yes, it's too low.
I mean, if you could sell him for 0.9, you're essentially selling a backup champions forward, champion Europe forward,
right?
For 0.9.
Uh-huh.
That seems like a good bit of business if you can make
it does,
that sale.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Let me just do it right now.
Because there's no way he starts.
So there's no way he starts this season. Like no.
Right.
Unless like calamity happens with Liverpool, and you never wish for that. But at this point, like there's no guarantee starting next season either. Like obviously they paid a lot for him. He's in their plans, but
yeah.
I was talking to Moo Man about it because he's a Liverpool collector, and we were just talking about like the upside on Diaz is high, but like it's not like he's not Salah, so he's not Salah high. And maybe I was talking to Sean about it.
Is his upside Mane then?
So if his upside is Mane, he currently costs the same as Mane. So like, what am I getting by holding? I just need nothing. Yeah. Ugh.
All right, so one bit of business done. What was the third player?
Our boy Ike Ugbo.
Ooh,
this was a positive one though.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. Well, he wasn't. It can't be worse than the situation he was already in.
So Ugbo, who we both have, was on loan from Chelsea to Genk, and I believe Genk purchased him outright.
He was on loan to Cercle Bruges.
Oh, that's correct.
And then I think Chelsea just sold him to Genk.
Oh, I thought he was loaned and then they just made it official. Whatever it is, he was at Genk.
Yeah.
He is no longer at Genk. He is now at what we would absolutely call Troyes, but Quinny called it Toye when I was with him the other day.
Okay.
And it's just like, so it's a Ligue 1 team. Like he is now a champion Europe forward. And the reason he went there is to play. Like they were like, he needs to play. He's not playing at Genk. So send him to the top division in France and he'll play. Yeah. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. He should be playing at Genk anyway. However, that seems like a positive. Like you and I are just like, I don't care what happens to him. He just needs to play.
Just play somewhere.
So now he's going to play. You own him. Are you going to play him?
I'm just going to let him rot in my gallery. I shouldn't say rot. That's such a horrible thing to say, but
Training team number 46.
Yeah, he can just sit there. I can hold him. Like, totally different position for me. I don't need anything to happen with that card this year. So he's just gonna sit there until something happens. But I've had a couple of times where that kind of happened. Like, I don't know, where guys went from like not playing in mid tier or lower leagues, and then they go and start playing more in Champion Europe team, and it doesn't make sense. But I guess maybe they fit more into their system or that team, or they're filling a hole. I don't know.
Ugbo not playing at Genk just made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Like Big Paul looks like he needs to. The fact that he's still there is just shocking to me. But it seems like he's gone after the season. So
who, Big Paul's going to be gone at the end of the year?
Yeah. So somebody was bringing up. Let me see if I can scroll back here in chat. We're saying that I should sell. It was John Andrews. I should sell Alvarez, buy Ferreira, and someone like Brenner to double down in the summer.
That's a cool idea.
So it felt maybe because, well, Ferreira.
I feel like you're buying the top of Ferreira.
Completely.
Yeah.
I'm also selling. I think I'm selling the top.
Like,
yeah. I might be selling the top on Alvarez also, though.
Yeah.
I hope not, since I'm not selling him. But like I don't believe in Brenner as like a reliable U23 forward for the summer. Like Ferreira, I've long been okay. Like I like Ferreira because he had set pieces and he had like a good all around score. But like Brenner is anyone. Brenner is Kevin Cabral on the worst, except he's on the worst team in the league. And so not to say like he won't score a few goals, but I just like I'm going to lose way more often with Brenner and Ferreira than Alvarez, I think.
I think Brenner's a player that has like maybe a lot of upside.
But he has like goal upside, which like obviously goals count, but like a high scoring guy in MLS doesn't score like 35 goals.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
I just feel like he's a guy that you're not buying the top on. I just don't know, like, if Ferreira comes out and starts having a good year, does his price go up at all? Granted, you're getting those performances, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Brenner's already 0.3. 0.389 floor.
That's kind of cheap right now for MLS guys, though. An MLS U23 forward?
I guess. It's just so much more on the scarcity thing than it is the actual production.
I mean, a guy like Mason Toye is 0.175, who I like him for some upside, but Brenner Mason Toye's coming off an injury. Brennan's just going to be ready to go.
Yeah, he's going to play every second.
On one of the worst teams in the league, but not that Mason Toye's Montreal team's much better.
I, one point last summer, made an offer on a Mason Toye super rare that was the highest offer I'd ever made on Sorare at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rejected in like 5 seconds. Like I remember thinking so long about how much
I got this.
It was less I got this and more like I can't believe I'm offering this much.
Mm.
And it was immediately rejected, and I was just like, I'm not going. Right. I can't go any higher.
Moving on.
And my God.
Out of curiosity, how much was it? Or do you ballpark remember?
Like 0.6.
Okay. I'm just curious what his super rare would go for right now.
I honestly couldn't believe it was rejected.
Yeah.
Let alone rejected in 5 seconds.
Well, I'm sure at this point you're very happy that it got rejected because...
Thrilled. I was so convinced because I had Georgi Mihailovic, and I'm like, the two of them, U23 stack, I'm like, I'm going to win everything.
I had a couple weeks where I played that combo, and it worked, and it was nice.
Yeah.
But it was very, very short-lived because Mason got hurt. And
because he was,
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I think I did after I didn't get that deal closed.
What's that?
I think I completed my River Plate stack with Julian Alvarez.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure those two things happened.
I mean, that's perfect.
John Andrews is bringing up the Brenners on penalties too.
That helps. Yep.
Which kind of shocks me that Luciano Acosta doesn't just like push him out of the way. So Mike, where would that go? Tatjin. I bet I said that right. Said he lost Trusty to Arsenal. I obviously have a soft spot for Austin Trusty. I was a big believer of his after winning him and selling him almost immediately.
I was reading a fun article on that deal yesterday, and so Stan Kroenke owns both Arsenal and Colorado Rapids.
Yes,
and he essentially sold one of his players to another one of his teams that he owns, and I guess reclaimed a bunch of allocation money for his MLS team. So, I mean, essentially, he could have Arsenal could have bought that player for whatever amount. Yeah, $1 billion, and I don't know. It was really interesting, and people that actually understood the MLS rules around transfers were explaining it, and I was like, yeah, Stan Kroenke's still a scumbag.
Still a scumbag, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the number of people who truly understand MLS salary rules is like 3 people.
Yeah. I know I don't.
I'm not
no clue what's going on with all these like international slots and general allocation money, and I know the terms. I don't know what any of them mean.
It also just feels like they are willing to just change the rule whenever it suits them.
Well,
unless you're in Miami.
Here's a question, and maybe you can answer this. I thought when you loan a designated player that you didn't get to reclaim that DP slot, right?
Correct.
So Atlanta is loaning Ezequiel Barco to River Plate, and they're going to be bringing in Almada, another DP.
Yes, there was something. Like I said, I'm not the expert.
Weird MLS rule.
But it was. I think that for some reason, actually, I think somebody corrected me on this, but I was under the impression that the young designated player is different than the regular designated player, and that either Barco or Almada was considered a young designated player, and then they had the spot. But I don't have a clue. I will say, while we're on the subject of young MLS forwards, that I think the guy that everybody's going to want, who doesn't have cards yet, so we have to wait for the new cards to come out, is New York City FC's Teles Magno. The dude is legit. He's lightning fast, and I think he's going to lead them in goals this year.
Yeah.
He and Abear up front, maybe with this guy Thiago too up there. Like, they're going to make Maxi Morales look like late career Pirlo, where all he has to do is just stand there and just ping balls up, and they'll go get them.
My 1 of 100 Morales is going to love that.
Somebody was asking me about him today. I think he'll be fine for 1 more year.
I think if you go on SoFIFA and rank MLS forwards by potential, your boy Teles Magna is the highest on the list.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Because our boy Jimmer is always
using the Yuma Obata of Major League Soccer.
He's always using SoFIFA for his potential.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to share this. This is an insider secret. But
I think this is the second time you've actually done this.
It is. It certainly is. Sorry.
He's great, though. He's legit. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see. It really depends on how long it takes them to get the cards out. Because obviously, like, the longer it takes, the more we'll know them. But I think he's going to be up there.
Is he a striker, second striker, winger?
They played him mostly on the wing, but he goes wherever the hell he wants.
Gotcha.
And just bangs in goals. That's what he's going to do. I think Abear is going to be playing centrally. Like, they'll have the 3 Brazilian attack. You can't go wrong there.
Okay.
It's an exciting team, despite losing Castellanos. So somebody was bringing up, was it a predictology here? Yeah, just the upside on Alvarez is like too scary to sell right now. And I can still play him. That's what's nice about it. I didn't think we'd get into MLS talking about European transfers, but here we are.
Well, I mean, Austin. Who would have thought Austin Trusty's going to Arsenal? Like, who had that going into this window?
Once you like described it, though, you're kind of like, I'm surprised they haven't done this already.
What, like guys like Kroenke making those moves?
Yeah. Like, when's the Jack Price to Arsenal move?
Right. Do other MLS owners own teams in other countries?
Euro teams? I was just reading an article today or yesterday on the Ringer that
I was going to say I didn't know that Yokohama Marinos was part of the City Group. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, they were their like second best team. I mean, they're probably them in New York City FC in terms of like silverware, silverware. What do you call it? Trophies. Whatever. Yeah, they're both good. So yeah, that's a nice benefit. The Australian team is good. Melbourne City. I think it's Melbourne City that they own. Yeah, they're fine. I'm pretty sure I wrote Alvarez to Yokohama on loan. Oh God, please no. Actually, you know what? In 2023, I think he's still U23, so maybe that's not so bad.
Oh, he'd crush.
That would be really funny to see, though.
Something has gone horribly wrong.
There were jokes that they were going to loan him back to New York City, and it was like, or loan him to New York City, like, oh, let him play in the summer. And it's like, we'll just keep him at River Plate. Like, I get that. Like, he just needs to play. That's all that's all it is. Yeah, I hope he's awesome. That's all. I don't have nearly as high expectations on Luis Diaz. Just because it seems like everyone Liverpool tries to bring in that's like tries to play a position that's already full, it's just not working. I guess Jota is decent enough, but like he's another one that like if everyone's fit, I just don't know how you ever put him in a lineup because you just never know when he's going to play.
Yeah.
And yet I'm like, oh yeah, Julian Alvarez to Man City sounds awesome.
So you just had the 3 transfers that kind of messed you up?
Those were the ones that I did. I feel like the Diaz one is the one that's the biggest that messes me up only because I had him and Otavio together.
So do you feel like you have to do something with Otavio now?
I was looking today of like how much I could get for him and how much like.
Why wouldn't you just keep Otavio and then maybe get a different forward for that lineup or something?
I absolutely could. It was mostly like 2 weeks ago, I had no thought to selling either of them. And today I was looking at Otavio and like, he's 100% at the point where you want to sell him. Like his price is going up. His L5 is like 80. And I'm probably not like, look like one of those moves where you were like, oh yeah, I'll sell him and then I'll just buy him back after a few bad games.
Yeah.
But like, if I sell him, he's gone. I'm not buying him back. But I don't know, it just felt like it was a good opportunity to find guys who I thought were just as good as them, but are half the price and pocket some ETH.
Makes sense.
It makes sense in theory. I'm not sure I could actually pull it off. I get too stubborn. It's not like I'm like as locked into these guys as Quinny gets, but like, I don't know.
It does mess with like your, I guess, game week routine when you have to start researching other guys when you're used to just like looking up the same players over and over and over again, and you have your own sources or your beat writers that you follow or whatever, and then now all of a sudden you traded that guy away and you're having to look at different news.
Yeah, I got to learn a new language now.
Yeah.
I was just finishing up my Portuguese sessions, and now.
Do you have any players that moved and then you found out like later, like you didn't even, I guess, realize it at first, and then you maybe, I don't know. randomly stumbled upon the news?
No, my gallery's not that big.
Do you so I was using the players moves weird page on Sorare data that I'm not supposed to talk about, but like it mentions moves that I didn't know about. Like, for example, and you're gonna be able to say something about this one. Alexandru Mitrita. Did he come back to City, or is he not coming back to City?
I don't think he's coming back.
But I think that there was a move, like some kind of official move, where he is back at City right now, maybe theoretically.
Yeah, I think his loan is up.
Okay.
Technically.
Yeah.
HG is going to kill me for this.
Here we go. Are you going to share the URL for this page?
Yeah, if anybody's looking for this, it's soraredata.com/players-moves.
It's totally unofficial and not maintained, I believe.
I don't think we're taking any credit or blame on what's on this page.
But the data is definitely flowing in.
But it's been a very busy day. There's Matriza.
Ooh, Paul Obi. I guess he went from like maybe like their U23 team to their main team or something.
Oh, maybe, yeah. From not playing to just not playing for someone else. There's Matt Phillips. Klaus moved, huh?
Yeah. This is a fun one to look at, though, when you're just like looking at guys that might be moving around. Or go up a little bit.
There's Rambo.
Ezekiel Ponce. So he was at Spartak Moscow.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at, how do you pronounce that? Elche. So he's in La Liga now? Is that right?
Yes. Look at you falling in a champion Europe midfielders.
Well, I don't own Ponce.
Oh, you don't?
No. I just found that interesting.
Yeah, we've got Aaron Ramsey back from the dead.
Yeah.
There's Trusty. Oh, that's the loan back. Oh, there's our boy.
Do you mind going to the very top and clicking the little checkbox? Show only players in your gallery. This is like the Jimmer filter right here, is what I'm going to call it.
I wish I could filter to his gallery, not mine.
Right, because he's always got those players that like he's got the 2018 card of that you've never even heard of the guy, and it's like, oh, they're going to some soft league and they're going to absolutely crush it.
Yeah, and it's guys that have been in like uncovered leagues.
You own Bruno?
Common.
Okay.
I will take credit though, because when I had my commons, actually, I'm pretty sure I drafted Bruno.
Okay.
I didn't just get him. I worked hard for that.
So you had quite a few guys move.
Let me make sure that's actually true. Crap! I did win him. Well. Where did that page go? Here we go. Yeah, like Kevin Paredes. Somebody was asking me about that because they were like, "Is that good for him?" And I'm like, he wasn't like crushing MLS, so like it's not like it's not a bad move. I'm not sure he's going to play much at Wolfsburg, but like,
well, it's definitely a bad move.
You think it's a bad move?
I mean, he would have played more in the MLS,
but I'm not sure he was playing enough to like. I don't think he was going to be that great.
Well, he's definitely not playing now, right?
I mean, he might play. I don't know Wolfsburg enough to know if he'll slot in.
Yeah, I don't either.
He plays some fullback is the problem. There's Luis Diaz.
You still own Casper?
Still have Casper.
Yeah.
That's funny that they had him as Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Yeah, Jop. This Secco one is a killer to me because I was going to use him as one of my U23 defenders this summer. And because he's a pretty good player, but now he's a grasshopper.
What league is that?
Switzerland?
That's covered, right?
Denmark?
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what grasshoppers is.
Okay. I feel like I don't even know what a grasshopper kit looks like, but I feel like I need to own one.
I thought you were going to say you don't know what a grasshopper looks like.
Oh, no. I don't know what the grasshopper kit looks like, though. But it's got to be cool, right?
Yeah, they're in the Swiss Super League.
Yeah,
they
so that's
just go.
covered.
What's that?
That's covered.
Yeah. Yeah, he's covered. It's like it's fine.
You just won't have him for the summer.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the grasshopper logo is nothing special. It doesn't look like a grasshopper.
Oh, Rusnak, is that a good move for you?
I hope so.
I mean, he's going to be sharing sets and stuff with Ladero, so
yeah,
and maybe Ladero will be actually getting more of them. We'll see.
I mean, at least for those 3 games that he plays, they might split.
I feel like we're going to be fighting a lot this summer because I have the Ladero Super Rare and you have the Rusnak Super Rare.
Yeah,
Although my expectations are much lower than yours.
I find it funny you think we're going to argue much.
Yeah, breaking my heart here. Yeah.
There's your boy here, Leandro
I forgot. Wait, did he really? He went back to J League?
Yeah. No, J2.
Oh, J2. Brutal.
For those watching, this has to be so boring watching us go through this list, but this is a player that relatively early on in my Sorare journey, Andy was like, this guy's good. You should buy him.
I did not say he was good.
I was like, what? And he's like, he's going to South America. He used to crush in the J League. You should get him. I was like, all right, yeah, sure. And he's like barely played since. But he did used to crush.
I don't know that he crushed. And I said he was really, really cheap.
Yeah.
Let's see what you bought him for.
Oh God. 0.021.
$30, is that right?
30 euros.
Ah, okay.
So $36. Yeah, he's fine. Anyway. But yeah, so this page exists for anybody who, that's why I keep getting offers for this guy.
There you go. That's why this page is important.
Joel Chima Fujita, whose rookie card I won. Limited. And how about that? January 8th. Clearly I'm very on top of what I'm doing here.
Well, there's moves in here that I'm like, I did not realize that Majinho moved to whatever that is. I honestly did not know that Laird moved. So
I know that Alanis moved because I have 2 DNPs after playing.
Yeah, after you were promised he would start in both games, I think.
Guaranteed start. Yeah.
Alan with the classic derail question. I love it. How many new U23 keepers will we get by end of season in MLS? I can honestly only think of like one.
Who are you thinking of?
Maybe like Pulskamp.
Pulskamp is who I was thinking of. Is Klinsmann still U23?
He's got to be.
Does
right?
He?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I don't think there's a way for us to know. I don't think he is, actually. He's already 24. Oh. What a waste. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, we got. Oh, I know exactly who it is. Hunter Sulte.
No way. No way.
There's only one reason why this is not going to happen, and it's right here.
That's right.
Because I own one of them. But he's probably going to be the third or fourth string at a.
He's got to get past. What is it? Ivicic. Bingham, and they just bought somebody else.
Yeah, some other career backup. Where's Trippenby? He would know. Trip, who did Portland just get? I still think Pulskamp is a good buy. Does he have another year after this?
Who, Sulte?
Oh, Pulskamp has tons of time left.
Yeah, he's like 21, right?
Yeah, that's a good buy. 20. I like that, Skate Perez. Nice job. But yeah, they come out of nowhere. Usually. Vom Steeg, that's right. That's who they signed.
Oh, Vom Steeg. I got that card.
Of course you do. It sounds like a card that you guys would have from the 2018-19, and it's like a Bruges card.
Yeah.
Nobody knew he ever played there.
Breza. Who does Breza play for?
I don't even know who that is.
I'm like typing it into Sorare data here, and it's not showing anybody.
Sebastian Breza? Plays for Bologna? I don't know.
Montreal?
Oh. That situation's kind of weird, isn't it? Like Pantemis was starting, well, it was Jop, and then he left, and then Pantemis, and then he got benched.
They have a guy named Jonathan Sorois, who's 20 years old, with an unknown birth date in Sorare data. First time I've ever seen that.
I think that, yeah, that's it. That's weird.
That seems like a good opportunity there.
What's his name?
Sirois. He's listed as second on their depth chart on whatever.
Who was the guy who actually started, though?
Well, last year, Jop and...
No, Pantemis got benched. For... What's this guy's name? I can't even... Oh, we don't even have him.
Alan's saying Breza.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these guys, I don't know. There's nobody good, though. Wonder if we can do one start, guys. It's just... Oh, wait, U20. There's Brad Knighton.
I think that's smart predictology to have a yellow, red, and blue on Pulse Camp. It's bound to happen. It may not be this year. What is Melia, like 37, 36?
I don't know if he... yeah, he's probably around there. But yeah, I agree. There's every reason to think that. And Martin Pace. I don't know if you're getting more than 1 year out of him, though.
Is he 24 and is he a guy that ends this summer?
I'm just saying I'm not sure he's staying in Major League Soccer.
Gotcha.
But he's got he's done in this summer anyway.
Yeah. And he's got to fight for his life for that job from Maurer.
Jimmy Maurer, yeah. 1/8 Jimmy. Jimmy 1/8. That sounds better actually. Yeah, I don't know. I think the lesson is obviously just buy any young backup.
Did you consider buying backup goalkeepers during the window?
No. Nothing, no. My opinion of buying backup goalkeepers didn't change during the window.
Not even guys that might have rumors surrounding them or anything like that?
Do you think everybody who bought Slonina had just a huge sigh of relief he didn't leave?
Yes.
Yeah.
My point more was I have Balat from Ghent, and I knew that there still are rumors because the Turkish league they can still bring players in for the next week,
right?
Or is it 2 weeks? Week or 2 weeks, something like that. So their window is still open, but there's a lot of rumors about Balat going to Galatasaray, I think, or I don't know, Fenerbahce, one of those teams. I don't follow it that closely, but I know that there's a lot of rumors about him going there.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought his backup, who may or may not even be the guy, but I did not want to lose my stack, so I preemptively bought the guy.
But you had him already, though, right?
Who, his backup?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought you handcuffed a while ago.
No, I handcuffed at the beginning of the window when I started to see the rumors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I mean, like, there's upside there. I could end up with 2 goalies.
You could get, yeah.
I could end up with 1 goalie. I could end up with no goalies, potentially. They could both somehow end up being backups.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's more upside there than anything to just, like, if you have that situation come up where, I don't know, there's rumors surrounding one of your guys. If they're important to you, you have a stack or something, to go ahead and just handcuff.
Yeah, that is an interesting one because it's the reason why I don't like handcuffing. Let me rephrase. The reason I don't do it usually is because like I want to put myself in a situation where I could have 2 starters.
Right.
But like the transfer window allows you to possibly get 2 starters out of this.
For sure.
And so yeah, it's an interesting one.
How about guys like Turner? Like if you own Turner and you started to see those rumors, what are you doing?
Like immediately sell.
Yeah, like 10% off the market, you're selling that card, right?
Yeah, as soon as like what was funny is as soon as Twellman tweeted it, I'm like, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to tweet that out unless it's happening. And Turner is like completely worthless right now at Arsenal. Like there's no way he starts.
So 3 months from now, he's going to be the backup United States men's national team goalkeeper.
Most likely.
And the backup goalkeeper at Arsenal.
Yes.
Who might play in some cup games that are not covered in Sorare.
Right. Like they're not even getting into like, well, actually they've been pretty good this year. So, but like
even if he plays in the FA Cup or Caribou Cup, both of those games are not covered.
Right. But I was saying like if they make like the conference league, that's the third one. Like maybe he gets those starts, but like if they make the Champions League, like he's not starting those matches. He's probably not starting the Europa ones either. He's also probably now one of the oldest guys on the team at 27. Like Arsenal has like a full-fledged youth movement. Like, yeah, I want out. I think the responsible thing, and this is coming from me who is still sitting on this Luis Diaz card despite everybody saying I should sell it. I think you have to sell it. And the belief that like I found it funny the people who like jumped all over Brad Knighton because
why is Turner's price going back up? Because of the international weeks?
It's either international weeks or they're like, oh, he's sticking around for a little bit. But like it's not.
He dropped all the way down to like point 0.3. And now he's back all the like he sold, what is this, today for 0.616.
Is ETH at 1,000?
In fact, a guy in our chat, Blitzkrieg, you sold him today, right? For 0.616.
That's
Love
when
wild.
That comes together. I don't understand the reason to buy him. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you like owning 0.6 ETH backup goalkeepers.
Yeah, unless I'm missing something.
Is there any shot in hell that he somehow they make a move and he's the starter there?
No, it's only injury. Injury is the only way he's playing.
And even then, you're paying 0.68. 0.68 or whatever for him. I guess the floor is 0.65, which that's kind of what a champion Europe goalkeeper costs, right? It's not like Courtois or I don't know.
I think they're all more expensive now.
What's Herdesky cost? 0.665, and he starts.
Huh.
Not saying that he's the best, but he starts.
Yeah. No, I don't know why you buy Turner. Period. So well done for those who have sold, because I don't get it. That's all. But I don't know who takes over for him. I don't think we'll know at all either.
They have to buy someone, right?
I would assume so. They just don't have to rush. And so it's kind of like they can go into this season. If Maurer doesn't win the job in Dallas, you get him. Or I don't think Arena is going to take Klinsman Jr. or Little Clinzy. But
at this point, it has to be a domestic transfer, though, right?
I don't know what that's. We're going back into MLS roster rules. I have no idea.
I think it does. So it'd have to be somebody either within the league or free agent. Somebody
I would assume that
maybe
they
the Americas.
I'm just saying I would assume they take somebody domestically anyway, like in Major League Soccer. Somebody mentioned Franco Petroli as the Armani successor. Personally, I hope Armani plays till he's 75. Yeah.
Trip and B wants you to talk about Asian transfers. This is where I step away.
We talked about Thiago Martins. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Although that was a transfer out.
I had a guy named Kaisei Ishii that transferred from Sagan Tosu to Sagan Tosu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like an upgrade.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
No, I can't speak intelligently on those, as I also can't really speak intelligently on Major League Soccer.
Thiago is an MLS transfer. I guess he's an MLS incoming transfer. That's fair.
And then out of Asia.
And then I saw that this is me just being incredibly ignorant because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I did see that Marinos was looking at purchasing Eduardo. So that seems good for Eduardo. I don't know.
People seem very excited about that move.
Yes, they do. So maybe that's good. I don't know.
They're also supposed to get Anderson Lopez. That's the one I really care about.
I think that's already done, right? No?
Is it done? He wasn't on that list.
Yeah.
But man.
Yeah, he still shows up as being at Wuhan. That's a dangerous place to be right now.
Not good. It's probably fine by now. They just don't play. That's the problem.
I think that they announced, I saw Surface in chat said that they announced their schedule at some point recently.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at me with all the Asian knowledge over here.
What are the chances Sorare release a batch of new 2021 mints before 2022? Like some of these new transfers. I hope that happens. Like, do we think we see an Aubameyang Barcelona card soon?
Oh.
I mean, the European cards have months. Like they won't have new ones until August, so or September even. So those are fine. So I'd happily take some of those. Those would be fun. How have we not mentioned the GOAT, Jesus Medina, to Russia?
He went to CSKA, right? CSKA.
Yeah. I was never a huge
Jesus I don't even know what to say about it anyways.
Good riddance. That's what you say.
Like, is that a comparable league? It's like a lateral move, right?
It's a colder move.
Not right now. You guys just had Snowmageddon in
that's true.
In New York City, right?
Yeah, it's true.
A couple feet.
It was like 4 degrees yesterday. It's a balmy 32 now. No, I have nothing to say about Medina. Like that was a weird move to me. Like you said, it felt very lateral.
Yeah. So this is completely off topic, but whatever, we've derailed. So I'm gonna.
We have a topic.
Yeah. We were kind of chatting about the release of new MLS cards. So last year when they released new MLS cards, we had like 1/10 of the users that we have now. Maybe even less. I don't know. We could go do the math. But do you think when they release those new MLS cards, they're going to have as severe as a market impact as they did last year? Because you can pull up a chart and look at basically any player and kind of look at that. I think it was around like late March, early April, or was it late April, early May, when they started to release those MLS cards, and you can see a significant drop off
I
think that curve was like down, and then like they slowly crept back up as more new users came on board.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to blame any one thing. Like the MLS market was weird because they clearly had plenty of supply in the winter because they were doing those bundles. Like they were just like trying to give cards away. And then it's almost like they did it too early.
And then the Gary V boom happened.
And then the Gary V boom happened.
And they didn't have all those bundles.
Right. Yeah. They just did it way too early. And not that they knew that like Gary V was going to come in and buy one of the most worthless cards on the platform. But so I just have a very hard time trying to project based off of what we had previously seen, even in different leagues. You're like, oh, well, if this happened in Europe, then maybe it happens in America.
Sure. Yeah.
The other humongous difference is that we didn't have limited cards back then. And so if you wanted to play, you had to buy rares. And it was a big, like, very obvious supply and demand issue. And we've talked about it previously. They will have no supply issues when it comes to MLS getting rid of these 2021 cards before the 2022s come. So I think from a limited standpoint, we don't see any sort of run up like we saw last year. And it's just a matter of how quickly they get them out. For the rare, like, I don't know.
Wait, you said we don't see any run up?
I don't think we're going to see such a drastic run up in MLS limited cards.
Okay. So we're not going to have like another massive Gary V spike.
I don't think so.
Well,
certainly not limited.
I feel like we're already just kind of doing that. And it might not be a spike, but it's just everything's kind of expensive right now, it feels like.
I agree. I think we had mentioned this previously. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, like,
who's that?
Your boy.
Oh, I knew it just based on that Photoshop shirt.
But like this was last year. So this is the kind of what you were talking about, this like run up to the season, then it levels and now it's coming back. Oh, I actually wanted to bring this up to you.
Yeah.
I think you were right about the MLS dip.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know what else you call this region right here.
Yeah, but I called for it to be closer to like December. I think I think
December
I'm on
1, right here,
like Christmas. Yeah, I'm not taking that credit.
I think
I was definitely wrong on this.
I think on lots of MLS. Well, I think we overstated the dip, but understated the whatever the coming out of a dip is.
Yeah.
Like the spike is much more drastic than I think we expected.
I think people are smart and they figured it out that we were like dipping and they were like, oh, time to buy. And that's what that chart kind of shows. People were getting smart.
Yeah, I think part of the problem with Fry, so I probably shouldn't have used him, is that he was out injured for quite a while. So that may play a part in this. But I agree with Skate Perez here too, that the smartest time to buy is before the season ends, like towards the end of the season and not in the off season. Because I think everybody wants to buy in the off season because they're like, oh, everything's cheaper now. And it's like,
right.
Nope, it was cheaper 3 weeks ago.
I think that's pretty good advice.
I mean, it's definitely what I saw in Europe last year when like I bought a few guys and didn't buy a lot of guys that I should have. And it was before the season ended. And it was kind of like, do I buy this guy? He's got like 3 more games left. And I'm like, I don't want to like pay for 3 more games. And then 3 games were over and it was like, wait, he's more expensive now? Why is this? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh my God, what is this card? Oh, signature card.
Yeah. Have you looked at look at Johnny Russell, because he was pretty stable all year, right? He never really got
JFR. Oh.
Yeah, you should be able to, right?
We want a full year, right?
Oh, okay. That's interesting, right?
So
what I don't even know what that chart tells you.
That chart tells you that the season ended and he ended as the number one player in Major League Soccer.
And he was underpriced all year.
And then everybody's like, oh, number one, 0.2, I'll go get him. What is he now? 0.565. 0.6.
I mean, look at his limited. My God. Somebody shared something on Twitter the other day. It was somebody made him an offer of like 0.13 or 0.14 for his limited, which is crazy. It's this player of the year edition, I guess.
Yeah, but this is 0.33, right below it.
Yeah.
I guess we should look in fiat. Does that matter? Probably more drastic. Oh, spread out a little bit.
I feel like the fiat charts always like smooth things out, because even if you look at Jesus Ferreira, like his pump there at the end, if you look at it in fiat, it really like flattens out almost. And it's weird how almost any of the like pumps or things just tend to balance out when you switch it to fiat.
I don't know. It looks pretty straight.
Yeah.
Pretty up there. The worst part about Ferreira is the number of people who ask me, like, about Ferreira versus Pepe, and I was like, it's definitely Ferreira. And not once was I like, maybe I should buy one of those.
What, Ferreira?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like
it's 0.2. I don't know.
I feel like it's too late now. Like if you could have grabbed them anywhere between 0.3 and 0.6 or 7 or something, those are probably good buys. Not to say like 0.8's not a good buy. It's just I feel like there's not. You have less room.
I'm just gonna have to win him now. I mean, I meant what I said, but like, I'm not gonna pay to buy him, so I'm just gonna have to try to win him.
Anurag, we don't know what to think about Thiago Martins to MLS. I think most people seem to think that it's worse for Martins, but I'm no expert. I just listen to other people.
He's not going to be as good. That's all I know. Like SO5 wise.
Like, look at how New York City's center backs scored last year, and they did not score well. But the year before, they scored really well. So, I don't know.
New coach. Like, they're not bad scorers, but, like, they're not anything special.
Yeah. And Collins was definitely better than Chanot. Chanot was just kind of like bleh this year.
A lot of yellow. Ouch.
And this is the best team I mean, they won MLS Cup, so that doesn't mean they're the best, I guess, but they won MLS Cup. There should be a dominant team in MLS, and that's what their center backs were scoring.
Do you think part of the problem is that because the field is so small, they can't get to their opponent's final third because
they play on the skinny-ass field? Well, I would think if I played on a field like that, I would just play 4 center backs and, and really squeeze the back into that field.
Yeah. I think these scores will never be seen again.
He was just automatic in Asia.
Yep. I like this. I sold a Johnny Russell rare for 0.19 just before the playoffs and said I'd just get him back in January for less. Now you can't get a JR limited for much less.
Yeah. It's 0.6 now. My gosh.
Russell is?
Yeah.
0.6?
Well, his floor is 0.635. And last buy was 0.635. 2 days ago.
Whoops. I mean, he's good.
I guess he'll still be on corners this year.
Plays a lot too.
Yeah, he's just automatic.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite Johnny Russell game was when they first changed the scoring matrix.
Some of these all-arounds are just nuts.
Yeah, so there's one, if you go back far enough, he had no goals, no assists, no decisive actions, and like a 70 all-around or something. And I think he scored 100 in that game.
From a forward, I can just...
Yeah, from a forward, you just don't see that.
Yeah, this...
Can you sort all around? Yeah, it was... I might have overstated that a little bit. It was...
78. Yeah, 43 is his highest all around. Whatever it is, it's absurd.
Yeah.
It is crazy that he was as cheap as he was, given, like, it's not like, I mean, obviously, but oh my God, these scores are insane. But he is the number one player in MLS, isn't he?
Is he?
Like, I think that's a huge part of the reason why his price goes up. Yeah. Nope.
You guys got to fix that. Hani Mukhtar's number 2, huh?
Like, I think it's as simple as that. Like, this is, like, there have been no games. And so people are like, oh, who's the best guy in Major League Soccer? Oh, he's a forward. Great.
How many guys on this top 10 list will be on the top 10 list at the end of this year?
Let's see.
I mean, we know Rusnak's going to be not going to.
Yeah, I mean, Rusnak's 1, Gil 2, Boo 3. Those are the only ones I have, so everyone else can go to hell. I think João Paulo takes a huge step back.
Yeah.
I think Driussi could be like top 5. I don't think Maxi's there. And that Darwin Quintero is always so strange.
I can't even believe Quintero's on the list, but
the dude crushes when he plays.
So you're thinking this list is going to be pretty similar. I imagine Jack Price, you think, is still going to be there?
I don't know about Colorado. I don't know.
They sold too many guys or something?
Maybe, yeah. But, like, Castellanos is supposedly gone. Kai Wagner was trying to leave.
Yeah, but he's staying, right? Like, he can't move now.
I guess.
He goes to, like, Turkey.
I think a lot of people think Buxa is going to move up. Look at that.
Yeah,
1 ETH for the 22nd ranked player.
Man. But Buxa was supposed to go as well, right? There were a lot of rumors on Buxa. So that's good, I guess, that he stayed for any of his owners.
I think this guy right here, Keaton Parks, is the most underpriced player in Major League Soccer right now.
Ooh. Definitely is limited. Look at that, 0.0173. My God.
He's still U23 until July, too. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a lot of the reason that these guys run up so much.
It's just people sort by MLS by best player in the league and just start buying those players.
I think it certainly is possible for people who have bigger budgets but don't want to buy all the rares that they can just go into limiteds and be like, oh, let me just get the 5 best guys in Major League, and so I have a team for the summer.
Right.
So I'll get Russell, I'll get Mukhtar, I'll get Rusnak. They should buy Heel, and then defenders and goalies or whatever.
Defenders? You say defenders or whatever?
I said that after I sold Trusty, but who is the highest ranked defender? Like, you got to go for a while. Oh, there's Wagner, and that's it, right? Franco,
Zusi. Yes.
Oh God,
love it. 16th, Graham Zusi. Pump it up. By the way, I have the 1 of 100 of Graham Zusi if anyone is looking to buy. And I own the 1 of 100 of Tim Melia. So if you want the stack, the 1 of 100 stack, come to Papa.
That should be a side game. Stacked with serial numbers.
I probably ought to get the Pulse Camp 1 of 100, to handcuff, protect my investment there.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
What about
I'm actually shocked AJ doesn't have that Zusi card. It just seems like something he should have.
So once the season starts, people start to win rewards. People are going to want to sell these rewards. Do you think there's enough new users, enough appetite to buy these players, and do you think those prices are going to sustain? Because that was kind of the original question. Is now that we have all these users, there are, I don't know, thousands more users than there were last time this time of the year or whatever. As people start to win stuff and sell it, do we see a dip in prices?
I think,
I don't know what metric you want to use. 50 cards or more.
Sure. So 537 to 58.
The struggle there is limiteds. It really can skew that. If we're talking rares right now, I don't know. Are we talking rares right now? I kind of am, but I think limiteds kind of skew that a little bit.
I mean, they definitely play a huge part, for sure. But I'm actually wondering more if we see an MLS jump in May, like when the European seasons end. When we get people who have come in around now and they're like, oh, I should, like they have European teams.
Right.
But now instead of, when those seasons end, they're like, oh, I could just not do anything. Or maybe I'll buy some MLS guys. Right. And we see the jump then.
I'm not seeing it. I mean, if anything, I think it'll be like flat because all the people that are already kind of playing MLS will have cards that they're winning.
Right.
And those will be getting put on the market to be sold. A lot of them will. Maybe not all of them, but cards will be – there'll be more cards for sale at that point. And I just don't feel like – unless there's more new users coming out of the woodworks, I just don't see prices going even higher than they are now.
That's fair. The supply will take care of it.
Yeah.
Because they'll have all the new cards to sell and rewards and yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I don't think we're going to continue to see the prices move like they have. Like I think they'll level out going into the season, not even into May, but like from now until, the season starts in 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
3.5 weeks, something like that.
3.5 weeks. Thank God.
You're excited for MLS, huh?
I just want my players to play. It's a weird, like, I'm not a huge, like I'm not going to sit down and watch. Well, I did actually last year, so maybe I will. But I was going to say, like, I don't usually watch, like, Kansas City against Austin, but maybe I will.
Come on.
I just want to play these guys.
Do you own Johnny Russell?
No.
No? Okay. That's why you're not watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Rivers back here in a couple weeks.
Thank God.
They have like, is it Libertadores or is it something else?
I think the season's starting, isn't it?
There's also like, isn't it CONCACAF Champions League is soon too?
It is. I don't even know who's in CONCACAF Champions League.
I know Santos is. I saw something where, and it's like, it's always like a season behind.
Yeah.
So Santos did really well
2 years ago.
Yeah, year and a half, a year ago, and then Atlas just won the league, and they're not in CONCACAF Champions League, but they will be next time around, I guess. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, I remember that last year because somebody weird was in it. Montreal. Yeah, and I was like, "How is Montreal in it?" And they were like, "Oh, they came in second in the Canadian Championship." I'm like, "What?"
Was it? I thought it was maybe Toronto.
I think they were both in it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think Toronto got in it because of MLS, and Montreal got in it because of the Canadian Championship.
Okay.
The Canadian Cup, or
right,
whatever. Yeah, then it is like a week back as well, or a season back. Again, back to the MLS experts over here.
Ooh, Alan, Montreal's
From Montreal's again, yeah. Awesome.
Oof. You get all that extra utility out of your Georgie Mihaloviches.
Yeah.
Whoever
else
they
get
have
that
on
Mason
that
Toye while we're here.
Yeah. Valentine's Day. All right. 2 weeks.
Kyoto would be an interesting one to have. I liked him. He's just always hurt.
Who was that?
Ramel Kyoto to pair with Mihalovic. I don't know. I'm not sure you're winning a lot with a Montreal attacking stack.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now John's trying to push me to this Mason Toye super rare.
Feels a little overpriced. I think there's one out there for like 0.7 or something.
Yeah, that's going to be a no for me. Why is he? Because he's a U23 forward in the summer. That's why he's that expensive.
Yeah. Well, and it's probably like there's the supply of super rares for Mason Toye is probably like 4 cards or something.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a card I need. Not a card I need. Who has the unique?
There is a unique, huh?
Yeah, Bitpoint. I don't know who that is.
See, I actually like that unique for 1.1 ETH.
No, it's not for sale.
No, yeah, right. No, he bought it 7 months ago for 1.1 ETH. Right. Seems fine.
Right. Seems fine. Well, we've apparently blabbered on for like well over an hour. Wow.
Nonsense.
Total nonsense.
As always.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this nonsense. Whether you have been here live, thank you for that. If you guys wouldn't mind liking the video. If you are catching the replay, you could also like the video. You're not excluded. But thank you for watching as well. For anyone listening to the audio version, if you wouldn't mind rating and reviewing it. Apparently, we're also video on Spotify. If there's anyone who actually watches video on Spotify, can you please DM me? Because I have some questions for you. But mostly, like, why are you watching on Spotify? But
you don't watch Spotify videos in your car while you're driving?
With my laptop up on the dash? No, I don't do that. But yeah, you can reach out to me on Twitter at Andrew M. Laird. You can find Andy at ablack86. We're also available in the Sorare Discord, probably under those same names. Well, he's probably under Black. I think I'm under Andrew M. Laird and not Lairdinho. But either way, you can find me at one of those. We'll be back next week with another topic. If anybody wants to throw us a topic, we'd be happy to discuss it. We did have one idea that we might tease that has a little bit to do with the Haaland auction, which was a fun one. So maybe something on that. But yeah, thank you again to everybody. Andy, I'll talk to you next week.
See ya. Good night.